Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, welcome to A-VEROUS Math channel with Nurhamidah, majoring in Mathematics Education, Faculty of Educational Science, State Islamic University, Jakarta. Do you know, when we look straight, a horizontal line will be formed. Besides, when we look up or down, we will form an angle between the direction of our gaze and the horizontal line. These angles are called as elevation angle and depression angle. The angle of elevation exists when we look up at an object that will form an inclined line of sight, and the angle of depression exists when we look down at an object that will form an declined line of sight. So in this video, we're going to learn together, and I'm gonna present you some tips and tricks how to solve the problems that we often find in our daily lives that involving angles, specifically depression angles. Based on the concept at the beginning, we can conclude that the angle of depression refers to the angle formed between the horizontal line of sight and the declined line of sight. So without further ado, let's look and listen carefully about Andrew's problem with his friends. Andrew is sitting on top of a building and he looked down to see his friend on the street. If the angle of depression to Andrew's friend is 60 degrees and the building is 200 feet tall, how far away from the bottom of the building is his friend? The first step to solve that problem is we should to write down what information is known in that problem. So in that problem, the angle of depression is 60 degrees. As mathematically, all we really need to capture what's going on here is triangle. But if you want to know, draw a little building. We've got some windows, there's on a door. So, of course, when Andrew looked down at his friend, Andrew is looking at angle of depression. But remember, what is an angle depression mean? That means we're looking down from horizontal. So here is the classic mistake. So pay careful attention. I see a lot of students put the 60 degrees here. That is incorrect. That is not the angle of depression because you are not looking that angle down from horizontal. So the thing you want to be very careful about with an angle of depression problem is always draw in the horizontal line, because until you do, you can really see your angle of depression. As soon as you put on the horizontal line in, then you can see that this is the angle. That you are in fact looking down from horizontal at your friend. And of course, that angle is outside of the triangle known right. So the triangle here's the right angle. The building is 200 feet tall. So this side of triangle is 200. But there is no known angle here, right? This 60 is outside the triangle. But don't worry, we can use one of the theorems on angles. That is alternate interior angles. So what is alternate interior angles? Alternate interior angles is angles that form on opposite side of transversal and inside two parallel lines. Then the angle of this part is automatically 60 degrees because this angle is the pair of the outside angle. And also we assume that the ground is horizontal. So yeah, here we have the setup. So I can extract all that information into just a pure triangle. It will look like this. The second step is we must know what's question given. We're trying to find how far away from the bottom of the building is his friend. After we know that all information and also what's question given, and now times to implement a solution plan. that a distance there will simply start off by finding the angle in the triangle across from the right angle would be the hypotenuse, and we have the opposite and adjacent. So this is another tangent problem. How do we know? Do you have remember about SOHCAHTOA? There's an expression of trigonometric ratio. We focus on the right triangle. Let's say if this is the triangle theta. There's three sides of triangle that may be familiar you heard. That is opposite, adjacent, and hypotenuse. That all we use to the sixth trigonometric function. Because we know that there is no opposite and we should to find distance Andrew's friend to the bottom building or called by adjacent side. Then it used TOA. TOA is tangent ratio. It's gonna be tangent of theta equal to the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. We can say that the tangent 60 equals the opposite 200 divided by the adjacent that we denote by x. That will give us x times the tangent of 60 equal 200. And here we still need to divide both sides by tangent of 60. So x is actually 200 divided by the tangent of 60. As we know, angle 60 degrees is one of the special angles in trigonometry. Then we find that tangent of 60 degrees is 1. We continue to calculating. 200 divided by 1 is still 200. Yeah, finally, we already in the final step, that is concluding. The conclusion of this problem is distance between Andrew's friend and the bottom of the building is 200 feet. This problem is one that trips a lot of students up because they didn't take the time to draw the horizontal line. And if you don't put the horizontal line, it is very easy to put the 60 degrees here. But that will be a completely different triangle and will give you a wrong answer. So be careful about that when you're doing an angle of depression. Always draw that horizontal line. So guys, that is all from me. Thank you for listening my presentation. I hope what I share will be beneficial for all of us. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.